Many can recall reciting those lines in their first mathematics class, beaming with confidence as the timetable reels off the lips. But as the days multiply and square off into years, math is evolving into a feared subject, with many succumbing to that fear and failing exams. But fear not, help is on the way. Unfortunately for some people, just the thought of numbers freaks them out. Addition, multiplication and division are frustrating computations. But the reality is, the ability to apply mathematical concepts to real-life circumstances is necessary for one's development. Math is about problem solving and analytical thinking, skills required to be a productive member of society. A significant number of students at both the primary and secondary levels is not performing up to standard, a reality that's been captured in benchmark national exams.
Generally speaking, across the system, from the very earliest stages, we're beginning to see students struggling with the subject.
The students themselves do know the importance of math and want to excel in the subject. So when a group of them were offered an opportunity to change the statistics, they accepted. These students packed an auditorium at the University of the West Indies, Mona, during summer 2012 for a 3-2-1 math camp.
X union Y union Z equals, and then you write down all of those.
I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do a car business, like sell cars and rent cars. Math is important because with selling and renting cars, you'll have to need calculation.
People keep on telling me, but then I'm saying I really don't like math, so and then because I really want to do it, I'm off to get involved in math.
The Ministry of Education is adamant students must do well at math. The development of the country rests on it. But realizing this goal means eliminating the fear harbored by some students.
Once they're not getting things right, they start getting things wrong. The fear comes in and that just perpetuates the problem.
The culture of fear for math can also be perpetuated by parents.
The cultural acceptance that if you're not good at maths, that's all right. You know, I'm not good at it, so it's okay. We've had parents communicate that to teachers. You know, miss, I wasn't good at the subject, so if he or she isn't so good at it, it's all right, don't be so rough on him or her.
That's exactly what educators want to change, because they know that if students don't grasp certain math concepts at an early stage, it can be difficult for their brains to appreciate the subject later.
One of the things I used to do is drills, timetable drills, because what will happen sometimes, they get used to the calculator, they don't understand the patterns and get the logic, so that later on they get something, put the information in the calculator, it gives them a wrong answer because they've put in something wrong and they don't realize it.
This brings into the equation the competence of teachers. Teachers must be qualified to identify the challenges faced by students and groom their minds to understand the concepts. And the educators need to enter the classroom freed of their own fears.
There was a survey done in 2009, I believe, by the ministry, and I think 20% of the primary teachers at the time spoke to being afraid of the subject and spoke to wanting not to have to teach the subject. We have teachers who come into the classroom, they pass on their gaps and fears to our children who become our future teachers.
Government is putting in the work to drive up the math numbers. Through the National Mathematics Scheme, 2 significant activities are taking place: an update of the numeracy policy drafted in 2003 and the development of a National Mathematics Strategic Plan.
The document is speaking to issues such as qualifications to teach the subject at various levels of the education system, and it also gives very clear guidelines and standards for what teacher education programs should look like.
It's going to take time, but with a clearer plan and everyone on board, the government is determined to solve the problem of mathematical failings, and we are all a part of the equation. So if you excelled in the subject, help someone who is struggling, whether it's a relative, a neighbor, or a friend. 1 + 1, helping each other, we can achieve 100.